Lisboa, velha cidade, cheia de encanto e beleza, sempre formosa a sorrir, eu não vesti, sempre airosa. O branco véu da saudade cobre o teu rosto, linda princesa. Olhai, senhor, esta Lisboa de outras eras, dos cruzados das esperas e das toiradas riais, das festas, das seculares procissões, dos populares pregões matinais que já não voltam mais. Lisboa de ouro e de prata, outra mais linda não vejo, eternamente a cantar e a dançar de contente. O teu semblante se retrata no azul cristalino do Tejo. Olhai, Senhor, esta Lisboa de outras eras, dos cruzados.
And good morning, good evening, good afternoon, everyone, and welcome to Kuneco. We were just listening to some traditional Portuguese fado music from Lisbon in honor of Lisbon Blockchain Week. And we can go to the next slide here to show the faces of the contingent of Celo members at Lisbon this week. So if you're there, please go check out the events and panel discussion and impromptu meetups that are happening. You can follow Yazinator and Tech Boy Africa that are posting on Twitter to let you know where all the action is happening. So I just want to say hello to everyone there and come check us out if you're in the area. So we're all here because we care about Celo's mission, which is to build a financial system that creates the conditions of prosperity for everyone. And here at Kuneco, we are gathering in togetherness, and it's also an opportunity to recognize just the progress that we've made and celebrate that success towards that mission. And so today for our agenda, we will be starting with a welcome with Omakase and Merrick to welcome Sushi to the Celo ecosystem. And we have also some updates from projects around the ecosystem that we'll share, and some community announcements, also including the Make Crypto Mobile, hackathon that's happening, and all of the prizes and how you can get involved in that. And then stick around until the end because we will be announcing the Celo Community Builder Award winner. And then we will close. And so what is a Celo Community Builder Award? This is an award that we hand out monthly that's nominated by the community. So a week before Kuneco, we do have a Twitter poll. We have a call for nominations of who in the community should be recognized as an outstanding builder. We have so many great projects and folks in the community, and this is just a way to give back and recognize the awesome work that's happening. And so thanks to everyone who nominated builders and their projects, and we'll be announcing that winner at the end. And so to get started, next slide, please. We will be welcoming Omakase to the stage, and also Merrick. So Merrick, if you want to join and just share a few words, that would be great.
Hey everyone, good morning. So yeah, we have a really special guest today. Super excited to be welcoming Omakase onto the stage to talk a little bit about Sushi. If you haven't noticed, hopefully you have, Sushi Swap came to Celo last week with the launch of their incentives program as part of DeFi for the People. It's already grown to over 64 million in TVL in less than a week, so pretty exciting. And if you don't know Omakase, here in For a Treat, he's just a really, really thoughtful leader. He heads Sushi Swap and is one of the core lead contributors. And he'll be joining us to chat a little bit about the launch and also what's next. So with that, I'll hand it over to Omakase.
Hey everyone, good morning. Thanks for the intro, Merrick. We're super excited to be on Celo. Celo is, incredibly aligned with kind of our team vision and what we've set out to build. We're a protocol, so we kind of develop financial primitives in a decentralized manner that we think has better infrastructure, better accessibility, and better equality. So really excited to be launching on Celo and extending these financial primitives basically to a very unique audience. Celo's tapped into a lot of, developing countries. And this is kind of outside of your normal, DeFi niche, Western countries kind of audience. There's a lot of things we're excited about. Kind of at Sushi, we see ourselves as essentially going to other chains and building countries in a sense, right? Because a country needs, primitive financial institutions in order to kickstart an ecosystem. So we'll be having 3 phases of our ecosystem rollout. The first one is building up liquidity. So you have basic financial primitives. So you have like swaps, lending, you have TWAP oracles, and you have limit orders and all these other features that you can bring when people start bridging over liquidity. I think the last number I checked was we are currently sitting at 80 million liquidity on Celo, and we expect that to grow even further in the coming weeks. The next thing is, we also want to bring our surrounding ecosystem right to Celo. So we have lots of partners, analytics infrastructure, auto compounding farms, smaller protocols that kind of live and breathe around decentralized exchanges and lending protocols. And then finally, we want to foster and support native projects because, Celo is an incredibly unique chain. And since it is EVM compatible, there's lots of opportunities for founders and also builders to launch new projects, new primitives, and also derivative primitives on Celo first and go and then, expand outwards, throughout the entire Ethereum and also EVM ecosystems. So we're really excited about that. Really excited to be, working on the Celo ecosystem and continuing its growth and growing together. Happy to take questions.
That's awesome, and looks like I got the number from the wrong source. So it's actually 80 million TVL on Celo. That's huge in less than 1 week. So congratulations. Cool. Any questions? We have just a couple of minutes. So if we have any questions for Omakase, let's see them either in the chat or in the question pod. I have a question while we wait for others to chime in. I guess, you guys have a really ambitious and exciting roadmap ahead for all the things that you want to launch. What's the thing that you're the most excited about?
Well, there's 2 products that we're going to be launching soon that are really exciting. I think the first one is Trident. It's our new AMM framework, if you will. So Trident is a fully extensible where there's lots of different AMMs out there. We've built a framework to basically add all of them and continue to add all of them, new developments in the AMM space. So this is kind of what we call the final AMM framework. And Trident is built on top of Bento Box, which is kind of a lesser known but exciting development in the sense that it's a decentralized application kind of store in a sense. So people can build decentralized applications on top of Bento Box. It comes with many benefits. So for example, for the average user, when they approve, they only have to approve 1 token and it applies to all the decentralized applications on Bento Box. So it kind of eases the UX there. But what's pretty exciting is that BentoBox has this concept of basically shares. So whenever you deposit something in BentoBox, it turns into a virtualized balance. So you can start to do very interesting things with that. So for example, if you're a liquidity provider, usually liquidity providers provide liquidity to the AMM and they make fees, and then they can stake that liquidity to make rewards. Trident allows you to, your underlying balances are always being utilized for strategies. So we can go out to other protocol partners and earn yield through your underlying balance. So you earn the yield from BentoBox, you earn the fees from being a liquidity provider, and then you also earn the rewards that are incentives. So you're essentially earning 3 types of yield all in one without having to do anything. So that's like highly capital efficient, and we'll start to see lots of ecosystem partners like build things around BentoBox in order to leverage those strategies. And that's essentially what's on our roadmap. We're also coming out with Show You, which is our NFT marketplace. So hopefully we can bring that over to Celo very quickly and empower Celo with all the kind of NFT primitives out there, right? Auctions, and then vaults, and fractionalization, and all of those interesting things.
That's awesome. Really exciting. Cool. So we got a few questions that streamed in. And Adriana, let us know how we're doing on time as well. But I think one interesting question here is around kind of sushi and mobile. I think you guys have a really great mobile experience. But I guess this question is just around, what is your kind of long-term vision around mobile and sushi applications?
Definitely. Mobile's definitely on our roadmap. Our target is that in 6 to 8 months, with networks like Celo that provide like much better UX, faster transaction times, lower transaction costs, wrapped into mobile experiences, wrapped into better wallet onboarding flows, we can really begin to see decentralized applications feel and act almost like your traditional fintech applications. This will be very exciting because I think DeFi in general has been struggling with UX issues for quite some time, but lots of technologies out there and lots of infrastructure providers such as Celo have been enabling the movement to basically be able to compete with like established fintech companies. Right now, I think there's a lot of user friction, but that friction will decrease over time. This is also why we're moving into Celo, right? Because Celo has, incredible infrastructure, and it's, has much lower transaction fees and faster transactions, which are what users are expecting, and they're not getting from, Ethereum currently. So these developments, I think, will feed into kind of a more consolidated like mobile application that then feels exactly like Coinbase or feels exactly like any other like established fintech app out there. The advantage of all of this is that we're running on, way like much lower overheads because the infrastructure is kind of more reliable. At the end of the day, we still think blockchain is the best settlement layer. And, Robinhood to this day talks about, T3, T1. On Celo, it's essentially T0. So these are like leaps and bounds in terms of like product and also infrastructure. And we'll think all these things will start to come together in like 3 quarters, and we'll like, DeFi will really take off in terms of mainstream adoption.
It's amazing. I think we're all very aligned and kind of believe in the same vision. And I think also one reason why we're also put all that effort into making it possible to pay for gas with stable coins, because suddenly if you want to recreate kind of the Coinbase experience, you probably are cashing in with stable coins, and then you're probably transacting directly there. So that's really exciting. One last question. I think Rennie was curious what market you're most excited about. You mentioned that Celo has a different audience than some of the other chains, and so he's curious which market are you particularly excited about?
Market as in crypto market, country market, or
I think
sorry,
is what I'm guessing. Yeah.
Oh, countries. Yeah, definitely. I think if you see a lot of users, most of them have been concentrated in the US and Asia for quite some time. There's lots of opportunities that as we're seeing with like GameFi to expand to Southeast Asia also, you know, the Middle East and, you know, Africa, Sub-Saharan Africa, North Africa, etc. I think these are all like vital areas, right? Because these are all places where, you know, I truly believe that blockchain can make a difference as just a more efficient settlement layer. If you kind of look at developing countries, they play leapfrog all the time. Like when you're a developing country, you don't need to make telephone poles, right? You don't need to make all of that legacy infrastructure. You can just leapfrog into, you know, better infrastructure immediately. I think blockchain is like widely available and widely accessible now with the appropriate, you know, internet infrastructure. And that being said, like it can really make an impact in some of these countries where maybe the financial institutions aren't, you know, as efficient as they should be, or they're still using kind of like legacy mechanisms. We're already starting to see that, right? Like we've had lots of discussions with institutions, and they're all like incredibly amazed at the financial primitives that we can provide. I think it'll be probably 2 steps until, you know, we start to see more engagement with like real world assets kind of powered by blockchain infrastructure. When it gets to that point, I think it'll be really impactful and really interesting in terms of, you know, accessing financial primitives, accessing, you know, financial, you know, growth, right, in a format that's more accessible and not kind of blocked by legacy, you know, bureaucracy or legacy institutions. So like I guess all the developing countries, like we're incredibly excited by. We think we can make the most impact there. Right now, DeFi has been pretty niche, and it's kind of like, you know, our mission as well to expand in these areas where blockchain can really move the needle. And, you know, and as I said, in 6 to 8 months, I do think that blockchain will start to significantly move the needle in many different ways.
It's amazing. That really resonated with the audience. A lot of comments in the chat. So I think it's a great place to end. Yeah, thank you so much, Omakase. This was a treat.
Thanks for having us.
Have a good one.
Thank you so much, Merrick and Omakase, for joining. This is awesome. So happy to have Sushi with the Celo family. Great. So up next, we're going to move forward with some updates with projects launched on Celo. And I'd like to introduce Jackie Bana to share about Valora. Welcome, Jackie.
Hi, welcome. Can you hear me?
Yes, perfectly.
Perfect. Okay, cool. Hi, everyone. I'm Jackie from Valora. Good morning. If you go to the next slide, please. I wanted to talk about what we've been up to since we've launched in February. So in the partnership with the Celo Community Program, we've actually been experimenting with ways to help people to get started with crypto and get started with Valora by offering crypto rewards. And so some of the quotes that you see here on the screen really shows the excitement about how, you know, users have been really loving not only the ease of use with the wallet, but also the fact that they're getting rewards is also a great way to get them started. So we've been working with the community over the past year, really experimenting with different ways of packaging this up and sharing it with wallet users. So if you go to the next slide. And the positive impact of this rewards program really inspired us to go further. And so a few weeks ago, we actually launched a program that we're calling Supercharged. So you see that here. And it's a version of the Celo Community Rewards program. So if you go to the next slide. And so what's Supercharged? Now you're able to get 50% annual rewards on your stablecoin balance via Supercharge. And so it's really an amazing time to try it, to get people to get started with crypto. And all you need to do is hold a minimum of 10 CUSD or C Euro in your account, and you'll start receiving a 50% reward on your annual or on your balance. And so why are we doing this? So if you go to the next slide. Our objectives here are really to offer an easy way, especially for newbies, to get into crypto with minimal risk. So this, you know, some of the quotes that we saw really helped, you know, point to the fact that our earlier versions were working. Secondly, we also wanted to build trust in holding and using stablecoins. And so that was really important to be able to show that we're actually providing these rewards on a weekly basis. And then ultimately, and I think the most important objective here is to really grow the adoption of Celo And so by bringing people into the community and really, using this as a gateway, we're hoping that Supercharge will get people to come in and to really try Valora for the first time and to try Celo, and will stay for DeFi on Celo. And so we're hoping that this will be, the program to do it. And if we go to my last slide, so, I mentioned that we launched this program in late September, and we're just getting started. I wanted to just talk a little bit about, some positive early results that we're seeing. And so since we launched Supercharge a few weeks ago, we've seen a huge spike in the adoption of Celo Euro, which is really exciting because it's actually a brand new asset, not only for Valora, but for the Celo community, since we just recently launched it. So we've been seeing a lot of demand and a lot of growth in the use and the adoption of Celo Euro. The second point is we're also seeing interest in new markets like Italy. So since we launched Supercharge, we actually saw a bunch of Italian users come in, and now is our #1 market in Europe. So it's actually pretty exciting for that. And then the last point in terms of the positive early results we're seeing is we're actually seeing a 5x and sometimes 10 times increase in daily cash-ins since the launch of the program. So actually really exciting to see that we're starting to see early traction and it's working. My ask to you is to please invite your friends and family to check out Supercharge. Again, it's a great time and a great opportunity to really educate on your friends and family that haven't yet used crypto or that are new to it, right? To try, not only Valora, but to really play around with Celo. And so this is the time to do it. And then lastly, I wanted to thank the Celo Community Fund for the partnership and for helping us really offer this to our users. Again, we're seeing really positive results from this, in addition to some great user feedback. So we're hoping that this will help with bringing more and more users and help us all achieve our common mission of bringing more financial tools to everyone, especially with a mobile phone. And thank you.
Awesome, Jackie. Thank you so much for sharing. That's great. So go ahead and download Valora and share. Up next, I want to introduce Rachel with GoodGhosting. Welcome to the stage, Rachel.
Hi. Can you hear me okay?
Yeah, I can hear you great.
Perfect. So my name is Rachel. Rachel, do you want me to just dive in? I'm happy to go.
Yeah, you can. We're just gonna, while you're doing that, we're gonna just get the slides back up. So
awesome. I was just gonna ask about that. So glad you're on it. Whilst you do that, my name is Rachel. I'm the founder of GoodGhosting. We launched on Celo just at the end of September. But I'll talk a little bit, if we go to the next slide, just about what GoodGhosting is and what we're building. So basically our vision is to kind of end boring savings and, basically building a product that's going to help users make regular savings, commit to the kind of financial habits that they want to, using gamification and DeFi to make it really engaging and help us build up those better financial habits. And I'll talk about how that happens on the next slide. So basically you join, so this is how it works. You join a social saving pool. So that pool will have fixed parameters that will kind of, so for example, we've just launched one, actually, I'll talk about it in a minute, where you have to save, I think, 25 CUSD every 2 weeks. That money gets moved into somewhere where it's going to generate some extra income and interest, so Moolah. Then at the end, once all of the deposits in that pool have completed, it could be like 4 weekly deposits, it could be 5 monthly deposits if it was a long game. At the end, we can work out who was like a good saver and who hit all of those deposits and who didn't. If you missed a deposit, don't worry, it is a no loss mechanism. So you still get back your deposits and your principal. But if you were a good saver, you get a slice of the interest. So you will get a higher interest than if you go directly to Moolah yourself, which is awesome. We're also working with like NFTs. So you can get NFTs as well. And it's also going to give you that nudge to save and really kind of help build up those habits. And I'll jump over to the next slide after this. So this is just the beginning of the journey for what we're building at GoodGhosting. And on the next slide, I should be able to show you where we're going. So basically, we want to, just like us, very committed to being mobile first and improving like accessibility and using the power of the blockchain to kind of help people build up those habits. So you'll get like badges you can level up, you can see your balance increase over time. Hopefully that's what's going to happen. So that's the vision. And I'll jump over to the next slide because I think I have a little bit of a little recap of everything that's happened in the last 3 weeks since we've been on Celo. So we launched, I think it was the 29th of September. So that's been, I think, 23 days ago. I'm in the middle of ListCon, so I apologize if I did get that wrong. But we've had a close to $50,000 worth of deposits in our saving pool, and I've had over almost 2,500 savers in those pools, and that's just been 4 pools, and they have been capped, and 100% of those pools have filled up. And we launched one this week that had a capacity of 1,000 savers, and that filled up in under 24 hours. So that was like really amazing to see, and we're really excited about the Celo ecosystem and also all the support that we've had from the foundation and also from Celo Camp, etc. So it's been super great. And I've got a little bit of alpha because we are so pleased with the pool that launched 2 days ago. We've actually just today, just about 5 minutes ago, we've launched a new one on Celo. And this is our snow saving pool. It's going to take you up to the holiday period. So you'll be saving until December. So you can actually jump in. You can visit our website, which is goodghosting.com, and check that out. Or you can just scan that QR code and it'll take you straight there. Yeah, we're building on top of Moolah, and we have a NFT artist who's designing a special snow themed ghost for you as well. So please jump on that. And yeah, just happy to have more of the Celo community trying out GoodGhosting. Looking forward to that. And yeah, just thanks for all of the support so far. It's been amazing.
Thank you, Rachel. This is awesome. So go ahead and check out the Snow Savings Pool. So great to have you here. So up next, we're gonna go over to Flori Ventures. Welcome, Maria, to the stage.
Thank you, Iriana, and thank you also, Rachel. After being in gaming for so many years at Charboost, I think it's so fun to see gamification applied to creating good habits and to help us all build better futures. So hi, everyone. I'm Maria Alegre, co-founder of Flori Ventures, and I joined the ecosystem 6 months ago, inspired by the mission and by the team behind it. As many as you know, I am a former founder, and I'm now working on building a community by investing in what I believe are some of the best and most committed founders in the Celo ecosystem. And this month, we hosted our first demo day on October 5th. We had 300 attendees. From them, we got over 200 introductions to the 16 companies that were presenting. All of them are now in conversations to close their rounds. We, during that hour and a half, we had $12 million reserved for these rounds. And the amounts are growing as the event was the spark for many of these fundraising conversations to get started. So we're super happy about the demo day in the first batch of these Flori companies. We have tons of ideas for the future. And well, we're starting by creating community with the goal of investing in 200 companies per year and helping get funding so companies can focus on building. I'm also focused on building the Flori team to be able to operate at high quality at scale. So I'm hiring. If anyone wants to talk, please reach out. And I have 5 minutes today, and I thought it would be best used by sharing a highlight of the companies who presented at Demo Day to give you a sense of some of the most exciting projects. So I hope you have already heard about at least half of the companies that I will mention, in that maybe from the other half you learn something new. And for context, this is 16 companies out of the almost 70 projects we have already partnered with. So there is so much more, and there are so many that I will not be mentioning in the next 3 minutes. Okay, so I'll get started. Crypto Hunt. Crypto Hunt is a place to review and discuss crypto projects built for non-crypto people. They also have a great 1-minute podcast, 1 minute every day, talking about crypto. So you should sign up and learn a bunch of new stuff. Paychant, they have built no-code plugin that enables online merchants to accept US dollars. And as you all know, it's 10 times cheaper, faster, and better than credit cards. Outlet Finance, they built a neobank powered by crypto for non-crypto people. So all of your friends that don't want to deal with seed phrases, they can benefit from high DeFi yields here. Coco, they have built a way to send groceries and cash to unbanked people and family members starting in Venezuela and beyond. And they started with groceries, but they're expanding to a wallet with great off-ramps to supermarkets. So they're doing amazing. EQ, it's a marketplace for artists where they can access capital and funds to become investors of these artists. So basically crowdsourcing the funding of musicians, singers, artists by the audience that already loves them. What else? Honeycoin. So Honeycoin enables creatives and passion economy individuals, influencers, etc., to monetize their audience powered by CUSD. Moz, you've many heard about Moz, building software that allows anyone to reach environmental goals by offsetting their carbon footprint, leveraging Celo. Kanza is building a foreign exchange neobank for African businesses, enabling on and off ramps to CUSD in Nigeria through a network of trusted agents. So any business can easily operate on CUSD. Bitmama enables crypto and fiat payments to and from Africa fastest possible way. PaySale, they enable instant global B2B invoicing and payment of invoices in CUSD. Everyone here that is building a business with any international components should be paying their contractors in CUSD using PaySale. We're doing that at Flori. Salder enables freelancers in Latin America and beyond to get hired and pays them in CUSD. Plus can become, well, if they don't cash out immediately, gives them amazing returns. And if you need a designer, growth marketer, assistant that speaks Spanish, you can find them on their platform. Kotani Pay, oh, I missed Dunia Pay. They makes it simple to send and receive and store money, starting with Francophone Africa. Kotani Pay, they enable businesses to make crypto payments to SMS phones, so no smartphone required. Chrome Profile makes it easier, faster, and cheaper for Africans to send and receive and spend money. Dahlia enables you to maximize your yield on Celo. And last but not least, AmbiSafe has built a tokenized equities and sales platform. So if you're launching a token on Celo, you might need them. So that is it. Investors, thank me for introductions. These founders are amazing. Founders, you should meet each other because many of you are building things that other pieces that others need. And then everyone else, I'm just happy to share the cool stuff that is being built so you can become a customer, a fan, or get inspired and build something also. So thanks everyone for letting me be a part of this. It has truly been the most fun 6 months of my life, and I can't wait to see what we build in the next few years. So I'll see you soon with more updates. And now I'm inviting Deepak to the stage, who is also a Flori founder and Flori advisor, and is building Kresko, one of the other 50-something amazing companies that I did not get to mention today. Deepak, excited to hear your update.
How's it going? Can everyone hear me?
I think so, yes.
Awesome. All right. So let me quickly talk a little bit about Kresko. We have a lot of exciting news and announcement to make. For starters, this is our new logo. Oh, go back one slide, please. All right. So this is our new logo. So this is we wanted to have a feeling of science fiction, technical, but at the same time a little more open. So I'll just talk about those things, but you can make your own view, have your own views on the logo. We don't yet have a what is it called, a mascot or anything. We're still working on that. If you have any ideas, please reach out to me and let me know via my Twitter here. And also, the other thing that I usually like to do is I'm also involved a lot within the Celo community. What I like to do is, if you have not used Valora app yet, the one that Jackie was talking about earlier, for the first 5 people who DM me on Twitter, you don't have to follow me, but if you just DM me with your phone numbers, I will send you 20 Celo dollars. All right, next slide, please. Awesome. So Kresko, it means growth in Esperanto, and our vision is to bring access to wealth for everyone anywhere in the world. We do this by allowing you to trade stocks, commodities, indexes very easily on a mobile phone at a very negligible fee, and also because we don't take custody of your assets, it's censorship resistant. You don't have to go through the whole thing that happened with like Robinhood early this year. So yeah, so we want to build. Next slide, please. Awesome. So I do want to announce the launch of our website. So you can check it out. I'll show a quick peek just in a minute. But I just want to take a few minutes here and talk about the philosophy that we have at Kresko Labs, that is building the Kresko protocol. What we want to do is have and build a protocol that is like beautifully designed. So we are starting with a beautiful design first approach. Design just doesn't mean that it will be beautiful visually. Of course, we want it to be visually beautiful. But what we've seen is like, if you heard like earlier, like Marek and the Sushi people talk about, is that DeFi protocols are like so technical and so hard to use. So we want to change that. We want to make it like super easy. We want to make it very intuitive to use. So hence, like we want to design beautiful products. At the same time, we have a very strong engineering team. So what we want to do is we are building a brand new protocol. This is not a fork of any existing protocols. We will be building a very complex system that you've never seen in DeFi before. But at the same time, we want to do it in parts. We want to build our protocol in a composable way. That way, one is it allows us to learn and also allows us to go to the market fast. And then create the whole vision in a few steps. Go back, please. All right. So yeah. So just lost my train of thought. Anyways, so we have a strong engineering team, and then we will. Yeah. Next slide, please. Awesome. So this is our website. We don't have too many links on the website, but we have a few cool things. If you click on some of the links, we have a few fun things that you can have a chuckle and also like keep a watch on the space, because we'll be adding a few Easter eggs that you can discover later on. Next slide, please. Wonderful. So with that said, I want to make an announcement. This has not been made public yet, which we will be announcing in the coming week or so, but you're hearing it here first. We have successfully completed our seed round with $2.3 million. We are super excited and grateful that we have like amazing backers who are supporting us, including Polychain and Electric Capital, who are the leaders in the space, who are our lead investors as well. We also have Renek Murray from Celo, Alex from Celo, and Patrick from Mula, and many more investors, advisors, and backers. Please check us out on our website. I will put a link here in the to the website. Awesome. Next slide, please. All right, so come join us. We would like to hear you. So we are hiring people. So right now, like the main, we have a few roles already listed on the website. Please check it out. But high level, we are looking for a engineering director to come and lead our engineering teams, and also looking for a social media ninja / community manager. And also we're looking for people who want to integrate our synthetic assets on their dApps or wallets. Please directly reach out to me on Twitter. You can also sign up on our website in the join us link. And yeah, if you are part of the community, we'd also like to hear from you. Please sign up on our website. We'll also send you invites to Discord once we have it up through our mailing list. And yes, super excited to be a part of this and to start releasing our product. Watch out, most likely in the next month or two, we'll release our V1 product. Thanks, everyone.
Congratulations, Deepak. That's awesome. Thank you for that, and thank you for joining today. And so next up, we're going to welcome Humanity Cash. I want to introduce Fenny Wang to share about how Humanity Cash is contributing to financial prosperity. So Fenny, you're welcome to join the stage.
There I am. Okay, great. If you go to the next slide, please. So Humanity Cash is building a platform that allows any community to issue their own local dollars or community currencies by working with local banks, and it's one-on-one backed so that it fits within the regulatory framework here in the US. And a core part of our thesis for adoption of community currencies is to make community currency adjacent to other types of social and inclusive policies, such as universal basic income. So we have some exciting recent news on that front. Next slide, please. So the question around universal basic income is, can we do more with that locally? So while UBI currently benefits individual, a lot of that value still leaks out of that local community. Patronage might go to large multinational corporations like Amazon rather than local businesses that are hard hit by COVID. And oftentimes those funds are stored at large banks rather than local community banks that really serve and provide that kind of last mile financial liquidity to local businesses. And then you're continuing to use high card transactions, which means high transaction fees for local businesses, and there's no structural strengthening of local supply chains. Next slide, please. So we're advocating issuing UBI in the form of community currencies, and the first one that we'll be launching is something called Berkshires, which is an existing community currency in the Berkshires region of Massachusetts. So we're bringing Berkshires now going digital. It's been really fun. I'm out here in the Berkshires, and we'll be here for the foreseeable future to help with launch. So I've been talking to a lot of national UBI nonprofits here in the States about thinking of UBI through the lens of community currencies, and it's gaining traction. So if you go to the next slide, please. Because the thesis that I'm proposing is that if we provide UBI in the form of a community currency, we're going to have greater multiplier effects. With the same dollar, we're going to help a family in need, as well as a small business in the neighborhood and a community bank that is reinvesting in the local economy. And by doing it this way, we're going to have more local stakeholders who are going to be on board with, for example, UBI, seeing it as not just human services, but also local economic development. And that narrative has resonated with a lot of UBI proponents who are trying to get bipartisan support and work with Republicans to get on board, who tend not to be in favor of UBI. So it's changing the narrative in a different way, saying that this is also about investing in our local economies and our small businesses, and everybody's in support of that. So next slide, please. I've talked to a national nonprofit called End Poverty, Make Trillions, and the founder, Daryl, was really intrigued by this concept. So he's offered to match up to $500,000 for a UBI pilot, for 2 pilots, actually. So looking at each community, getting $500,000 raised locally, which is now a process that we started locally, that Daryl was willing to match for another $500,000 so that we can have $1 million UBI pilot in the Berkshires, and similarly for another community currency location. So I'm currently also looking at launching a second local currency in Hudson Valley called Hudson Valley Current. So that will be on deck for 2022. So now we're all busy trying to raise the funding locally from local institutions for the match so that we can have these $1 million UBI projects. So pretty excited about that. Next slide, please. And then this is part of our thesis, our theory of change, that if we're delivering UBI, for example, as Berkshires, that strengthens our local economic ties and creates these complementary flows between the community banks and what they're doing with the USD reserves, and of course, on the community currency side, incentivizing the flows within the local small businesses and the local economy. And next slide, please. And what's really cool about doing this on the blockchain with Celo is that we get all this really interesting data about where money is actually flowing. So I think that's something different to the research than traditional research, just looking at UBI distribution, how it impacts the individuals. So part of our proposal, working, for example, with Williams College here in the Berkshires, is that they could do a research study that looks at the data, the blockchain-based data, to see what is that velocity of money or the multiplier effect. So we create this economic argument for UBI in addition to just the social services argument. Next slide, please. And the UBI funding, I think it jumpstarts the community currency reserves that are reinvested into the local economy. So if we can increase the reserve size, i.e. the issuance size of community currencies, that creates this local economic investment engine through the reserves. So a portion of that would go to community banks, but a portion of it could also be put into loan funds, for example, for local investments. So that's where things get interesting, exciting for me to see where that could go in the future. So imagine being like Circle, but socially responsible and for actual local communities on the ground. And then I think that's the end of it. If there's another slide, yes, that's it. So thank you very much.
Great, thank you so much, Benny. That is such an awesome project. And I'm so glad that you're able to share with us today. So next up, we're going to move into some community announcements, and I would like to start with the Make Crypto Mobile Hackathon. And Anna, take us away. Tell us about the hackathon.
Hey everyone, thanks so much, Adriana. It's so exciting to be here and to see so many developments happening in our community. My name is Anna and I support community development at the Celo Foundation. And today it's my pleasure to introduce the Make Crypto Mobile Hackathon to our community. We're really excited about this because it's a great opportunity for us to really grow the developer community, to continue to add new active developers and showcasing more dApps built on Celo. And it's also an amazing opportunity to activate local and regional community within our ecosystem as we continue to think mobile first, making DeFi and financial tools available and accessible to everyone. Next slide, please. And this is really the largest hackathon we've ever hosted. We have $2.5 million in prizes and funding available for individuals and teams building across 5 different tracks. We have DeFi, infrastructure, green, NFT, gaming, and creator economy, and interoperability track. So there's so many tracks available for builders in all of these tracks. Next slide. And we have all-star lineup for judges that are going to be evaluating these projects across the ecosystem. Next slide. And what really truly makes this hackathon special is that it's really global. We have partners in different areas around the world hosting local hubs of this hackathon and awarding their own prizes. And today we actually have a special guest from Crypto University. We have Gray to present what the hackathon that they're hosting. Gray, can we have you on stage? Welcome.
Oh, we're not hearing
I
you.
think we're not hear you.
Can you hear me now?
Perfect. Yes.
Awesome. Sorry about that. Thanks, guys. My name is Gray Jabesi, and I'm coming from Crypto University. I am the founder and CEO. I started Crypto University back in 2018 with a mission simply to get a lot more people involved in crypto. But my main motivation at the time was to just protect people from scams. So I was doing YouTube videos, and so many people were getting scammed. And I just wanted to create a single place where everybody can go and learn everything they need to know to protect themselves and be part of the crypto community in a legitimate way. And from there, it scaled to so many different and exciting things. And here we are today. We are part of the institutions that are partnered with Celo to do the hackathon. So now we're doing the Make Crypto Mobile Hackathon. I've been quite involved with DeFi myself for a long time, but we all know that there is a challenge with participation because of most of the tools are very much desktop based, and Celo is mobile focused. So this is exciting to see what the developers or the teams that are on top of this will build for mobile participation, which will increase the adoption rate. If you're listening to this and you're in Africa, feel free to join us. You can register through our website, cryptouniversity.network. Submissions are still open. Next slide, please. Okay, so I think these are the things that I explained before. So it's Crypto University is the ultimate financial tool, and we aim to educate and empower all people over the world through cryptocurrency and blockchain knowledge. Even though we're global, we are still African-based. Our roots are from there. So we offer several courses. We have free and paid courses at Crypto University. Thankfully, earlier this year, Celo worked with us. Actually, they sponsored us to create a free blockchain course for beginners. So we launched a beginner's course on blockchain, which is absolutely free. We have other things as well, like mentorship program. We have one-on-one sessions because we have a trading community and traders. We have investment experts. We have DeFi experts. So we're able to support the community in a way that they're mostly comfortable. There are others that want one-on-one approach. We have that, and we have live events where we invite experts from around the world to discuss blockchain and cryptocurrency. We have weekly webinars. We have trading software like the Natros Pool, which is very effective for people who like to trade. And we have a Cryptopedia, which is just a written guide for a lot of people in written format, because once we started this, we started facing new challenges, or at least facing other areas that we didn't know that some of our community, were deaf, for example. So videos were pretty useless to them. So we decided to start creating Cryptopedia to keep the right written format. Now it's available to everybody for free. And now we're also tapping into the NFT gaming. I'm very excited with for NFTs myself, and I think gaming is pretty much one of the most ultimate ways to make NFTs more useful and easy for people to understand. So we started a guild that we're building up on Axie Infinity. We have over 50 players already from around the world. And yeah, we look forward to growing that. And we're also excited to know that so many other projects that are doing NFTs are coming into Celo. So we look forward to participate into the Celo NFT ecosystems as well. And we also have groups in Telegram, Discord, with thousands of people in there to make sure that the community is always engaging and people are always speaking. So if you're interested in something that you think we can be part of your project, because we're looking at expanding in terms of even node staking, if we want to get into delegating as well. So a lot of projects that are on proof of stake, they want delegating pools. We are willing, we are open to partner with those kind of projects to be delegators on the projects and bring our entire communities into those projects as well. Thank you.
Thank you, Gray. And now we'll have Quicknode to talk a little bit more about infrastructure for this hackathon.
Thanks, Anna. Hi, everyone. And just wanted to say, I know we're running a little late, so I'll go really quickly through this, but Amol Shah from Quicknode here. I'm a VP here at Blockchain as a Service company. What is that? And what is the participation and what are we offering to the hackathon is what I'll just cover. We're a proud Miami-based company. And as Omakase mentioned earlier, infrastructure is probably one of the things that is like one of our biggest challenges as a community. So I want to just talk a little bit about what Quicknode is offering for this hackathon. Next slide, please. So we are partnering with the Celo Foundation to provide node service infrastructure, which is what Quicknode does. And what that helps a lot of the developers in this audience do is essentially launch, build, and scale their projects faster. This is like something where a lot of people have recognized it's like a challenge. It takes you typically weeks in order to build your own node. With Quicknode, you can get up and running instantly. We have tools that are faster in terms of accessing data from the chain compared to what you can get through public endpoints. And for those of you who have big projects and drops, we have the ability to help you scale. So we partnered with Anna and the rest of the team, next slide please, to provide the service to everybody who's participating in the hackathon. And the best thing is that it's free. So anybody who's part of it, feel free to follow these 3 steps. Just go to the link, answer a few questions so the team can verify that you're participating in the hackathon. And then with that, you'll be able to access all of Quicknode's tools, node infrastructure, and developer tooling to help get you up and running faster. Really excited to be part of this. Thanks for the time.
Thank you so much. And just as a reminder, the submissions are now open until November 28th, and we're excited for the community to participate in this hackathon.
Fantastic. Thank you, Anna. Thank you, Amal. It's great. And so speaking of events, we now have a community events calendar. If you go to celo.org/community, and also if you have the Kuneco tag, it'll take you directly to a Google Calendar. So go there to check out all of the events. We have a lot of great programming that we've had this month and will continue to until next month around the hackathon. Kuneco is there. It's a nice one-stop shop. If you have certain events that are relevant to the Celo community that you would like posted there, then just go ahead and post in the community events channel on Discord, and I'm happy to get it up on the calendar for you. And so next slide. And so with that, we are going to complete Kuneco with announcing our Community Builder Award winner. Thank you to everyone who nominated folks on Twitter, and it was a landslide. You can just click the next slide and we will show, drum roll please, the winner is Dee Lee from Knox Edge Labs. So Knox Edge is a DAO for community-driven learning and investing, and we're just super excited about this project. Thank you, Dee Lee, and your team. And so you'll be winning 1,000 Celo. And so next slide, please. I just want to thank everyone for coming today to Kuneco. We do this monthly, and if you have an update to share, you can go ahead and submit via an Airtable form, which I'll drop the link here, or you can post in Discord, and we will get you added. And so our Discord is chat.celo.org. Come and join us there. And thank you, everyone. Have a great rest of your day.